All right, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you all for being here and showing up. This is our community, this is our pueblo. And we're here today to appeal to our city council leaders about how we want our budget to be formed. And we need it to represent our needs. We need it to represent our values. We need to define what safety is for ourselves. And everybody here, I can tell you all represent different parts of the city, of the county, of the valley. And every one of us here has a representative. If you do not know your representative, we have at least 6 here in this city. Okay? There are 3 on the east side. Scott Davis, District 1. Tony Barrera, District 2. District 4, that's De La Rosa. District 3, Steve McShay. District 5, Cromines. And District 6, Tony Villegas. I went from like District 2 to District 4, because you know, the 3 districts are on the east side, so that we know, right? Okay. What's that? Can you come on over here? Come on, let's give her a hand. Come on up here. We need to hear your voice, everybody. So this is the opportunity. Please be heard.
Only one of them emails you back. I emailed all 6 of them, and only one of them emailed back. That was Scott. He emailed me back. Not once, but twice in the same day. And none of them have yet to reply. I emailed them earlier this week, or last week. And none of them have yet to reply as of today, as of right now. None of them have replied. Only Scott. He's the only one to have replied.
Thank you very much. This is where our democracy, this right here is where our democracy happens. And so what we need right now, because we can't go in there, right, given our conditions, we are expected to register for a Zoom call right now. But from what I understand, that has already been locked. We can't get in there anymore into the Zoom. So right now, what I would like to do as I'm talking, I'd like to I would just like to invite my neighbors, yourselves, to come on up here if you feel you have something to say, express. This right here is gonna be our public comment, everybody. Because if we don't have that link, we don't have access to that Zoom link, which is something that they had set up already, then we're not gonna be heard. And right now the dominant narrative is our city leaders believe that we need to increase funding for our police department.
No, that's not what they're saying. They're saying to defund the police.
No, we're here to defund the police.
We have better sidewalks, better parks, and better lights.
Come on up here. Come on up here. Come on up here. Give her a hand. Come on up here.
Everybody has their opinion, and I definitely have mine. And you don't need your mask if you're 6 feet away. I'm a nurse. I'm not going to give you COVID. I'm not going to give you COVID. I'm far away from you. Don't worry about it. So they're trying to defund our police. I'm a nurse. I have security at the hospital. I've had to call the police so many times because our security can't handle what's going on. This is not the way to do it. We need more money towards mental health. We need more money towards drug addictions and helping these people. But defunding the police is not the way to do it. They've already cut our police force. They've cut how much their pay is. We've had officers go to Gilroy, go to Carmel, everywhere else. We need them. Reality is, we have two main gangs in our city. Right now they're somewhat under control, but if we have no police, if you call, I mean, my daughter called, this was in San Francisco, called the police because somebody broke in her house. They said, sorry, nobody available, hung up. And she's under her bed, and every time she ding, 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 he can hear it. Do we want that here? There needs to be some kind of control. I understand that. They need to watch what they're doing. I understand all that. But getting rid of cops is not the way to do it. Like, it's scary, you guys. There's over 5,000 gang members in Salinas. There's what's our population? Like 250? So it's not that much. Compared.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Don't please.
Okay. Participation is going to make this happen, everybody. Let's use our information wisely. Let's use the information wisely. I believe that we can define that safety. And right now, I'm going to go ahead and invite a compañero to come on up and share a little more information so that we can have a stronger understanding of how this runs.
It's not right that they're not letting us Zoom either. It's another way to control.
I want to thank her for her comments, because I think that what I just heard reflects the vast majority of people out there, unfortunately. And it's not her fault. It's because we choose, most of us, to have to work so damn hard, and we don't have time to read everything in the paper or to talk enough to our neighbors and our friends and our other people who are tracking this issue like a laser. This man, that woman, many other people around the community have been fighting for more resources for our people so that we can live, so that we can have futures for our families, for our children. When they go off to college and come back, can they buy a home here?
Yeah.
Can we have good health care in this city?
Yeah.
Can we have youth programs like soccer, Yosal, Folklorico, Milpa? Guess what? That takes money. Guess what? Most of our budget goes to over-policing our community. Do we need officers, peace officers, good officers? Yes. Do we need to make sure that they're in every single elementary school? Do we need a cop with a gun sitting next to your kids at school?
No!
Guess what? They try to do that.
That was federal funding. That was not city
Guess
funding.
what? If it was, I'm sorry, you had your chance. I'm sorry.
Thank you. You had your chance.
And we appreciate that, but let me spit some more knowledge on that, because yes, federal money, but the decision was made here. They wanted to have cops with guns in every elementary school in this city. Why? Do you need that for your kids? I got 4 kids here. Do they need to be policed like that? Okay? It's because we live in a militaristic society that prizes that kind of over-policing. We gotta flip that script. If we're not gonna do it right now, we never will. This is unprecedented. I've never seen this. I've been at this for over 20 years and I'm young still, okay? I got a lot of fight left. I just got started. But I've been at this for a minute. 2 decades, social justice issues. I've never seen it like this. A lot of corazon coming from my people, coming from our people. If we don't harness this energy and say in the most clear, concise, powerful way from our hearts to the people in there and elsewhere that have decision-making authority right now, when are you gonna speak up? When? You ain't never gonna speak up. There's people dying in those damn streets. George Floyd, the list goes on. We got gente here in this community that have suffered at the hands.
Brenda Mendoza.
Thank you.
Brianna Taylor.
Carlos Mejia.
They're not coming back. They're not coming back, but we're here now.
That's right.
Our voices are here. We're not going anywhere. We need them to make the best decisions they can because unfortunately they're in those positions. But guess what? That time will come when you over here, you over there, my youngsters right here, eyes on the prize right there, okay? Eyes on the prize. We need you in those positions so that we can avoid the kinds of atrocities that we've been seeing play out. We don't need overfunding of police officers. That's what we have today. We have 45% of our budget, nearly 50%, over $50 million. I'm not saying to take all the damn money, well maybe at some point, but right now, at least a couple million in the right direction and recognizing that it's not only about money, but it's about accountability. It's about accountability so that I know and you know that we can send our young folks for errands at night to get milk from the store or whatever, and I don't have to sit there thinking, damn, what if he gets pulled over? What is he gonna say and do that might get him killed? That's what we gotta go through right now.
What are we gonna do when Arcadia comes up to us? There's no police patrol.
So we're gonna rise up. We're gonna come together. We're gonna join our voices now, tomorrow, the next day until we win, right?
Right!
What are we gonna win? Justice, right?
Right!
Let's do this.
Thank you, Matthew. We want to continue inviting people, hearing people's voices. We know everybody here has something to say. Come on up, sister.
I appreciate every single one of you standing out here right now. As somebody who went to public school here in Salinas, elementary school here in Salinas, District 6. District 6, where my council member sent an email. I'm so frustrated. I'm a part of this city. I was raised here. My mother was raised here. My grandmother immigrated from the Philippines. She raised her whole family here. My grandfather came from the Philippines to work on the agricultural land here. Okay? I belong to Salinas. I left Salinas to get an education, to get a real good education, because I knew someday I'd come back. I love my family, I love my community. I just came back from the Monterey protest, and I hope some of you came back from that too. Anyone? I have my sign in my car. I didn't know what I was showing up to here, but I knew it mattered. And I'm so grateful. And I want to tell all of you, let's try to have conversation, because there are people who want to argue. Arguing won't do shit. I'm sorry, it won't do anything for you. You need to have conversations. Conversations with each other. Lift your brothers up. Lift your sisters up. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's not argue. Let's not overpower each other's voices. Let's listen to each other. Educate yourself. Who was Ella Baker? What did she do? Who was Ella Baker? Anybody know who Ella Baker is? I encourage you. I am not shaming you if you do not know her. I've only recently come to know so many things because I take my time to educate myself. Thank God my father, who was a Peruvian immigrant, who came to America because his father, who wasn't there to raise him, decided, you know what, I'm going to be a good dad now, and I'm going to bring my son from Peru to America to give him a good life. I don't know what made him do that, but he did it, and my dad came here and got education at Hartnell College. My father is killing it, okay? His sisters work for the post office. His sister is a business owner just a few blocks away from here. I won't say the name of her business, but she's been doing it for a long time. I have so much respect for my family. I have so much respect for each and every one of you standing here, no matter our differences and opinions, no matter what we came from, no matter anything. I'm just grateful that you're here to talk about what's going on in your community. You're here. Thank God. Thank whatever you believe in. You are here.
We didn't design these laws. Our ancestors weren't there when they decided for us. how to regulate. They didn't. They saw us as threats. They saw our ancestors as threats, that we couldn't participate in this. And there was a whole design that shaped when they came to California. There was no consideration for those who were already here. Do we understand that? Understand that this has been a historical design to separate us, to keep us apart and to be afraid of each other. We need our community solutions. This design is not for us anymore. It's antiquated. It is older. It doesn't sustain the youth that we have, this beautiful cross-section, this diverse body that we got. We have to make the effort to redesign this. I am inviting anybody else to come on up. Do we have? Come on up here, bro.
Good afternoon, buenas tardes. I feel kind of weird with the mask. My name is Israel Villa. I'm very proud to be from East Salinas. I was born here in Salinas at Memorial Hospital. I grew up on the east side. My parents are both immigrant farm workers, hard workers. I grew up in the T-spot apartments on Roosevelt Street. I got kicked out of Sherwood School like in 5th grade. That's what they're still doing. I'm 42, so we're talking a few years ago. Rather than our school system right now has a one-size-fits-all, man, and that doesn't work, you know? We got folks right now concerned about, or just going nuts about somebody saying that we want to defund, just take some of our money back. Our money, we pay it. We're a taxpayer. I work, I pay taxes. It's our money. It's our money. It's our money. It's our community. Whose house? Our house. Whose house? Our house. Again, from there, with all that great work that they do, this great law enforcement, and they put you into what they call the juvenile justice system. Juvenile justice system that's filled with brown and black people. I ventured through juvenile hall, through group homes, to YA, to state prison, to federal prison. And I've been out now for 6 years. I discharged, I'm married, I'm raising my children. Again, I'm voting. If you don't know, felons can vote once you get off parole. A lot of people think, oh, felons can't vote. I've already voted 2 years in a row, and I'm gonna keep voting. And again, you got people tripping, defund the police, they're going nuts. Well, these motherfuckers been defunding our educational system for generations now.
And healthcare.
Right now,
and housing.
we got a badass governor. I love this guy, man. I hope he goes for president. He's cool. But he could do better too. This budget right now, man, he's taking away hella millions of dollars from education and social services. $0 from law enforcement. CDC, Department of Corrections here in California, getting the biggest budget they ever got in history this year in a pandemic. So there's a lot that we can do better. I wrote down a few things that we can do with some of this money that we're gonna take back. If this city council, I don't have too much faith in some of these characters. I've been out for 6 years. We've been coming here for 6 years. We came here right here last year when these same fucking people killed a young lady in East Salinas, Brenda Rodriguez, March 1st. We were right here. I attended a rally the other day where our chief of police had the audacity to sit there and take a knee. And there's some people who are praising it like, oh, fuck yeah, she took a knee. Oh, man, that was a slap to the face, man. That was very disrespectful. You know why? Because that's one of the few individuals of this justice conversation who actually has some type of authority to hold these people accountable. And they ain't holding shit accountable. So again, we're gonna need to see a lot more than taking a freaking knee. You know what I mean? Like and there's other, and you know what? It could be a positive gesture. All right, that's a good start. Let's see you give us some of our money back. As this stands right now, trip out on this. I was here, I can't remember when, it was a few months ago, and they were all happy and giving out awards because you know those folks that drive around and give tickets? They fill it to capacity. That department is filled to capacity. And you see them even on Saturday and Sunday now. Our Parks and Recs, I met with them before. I met with some of our SEIU members. They only have 7 people that have to take care of 50-something parks. That's freaking nuts. That don't make no sense to me.
Revenue streams.
Some things that we can do with our taxes. Some things that we can do with our taxes instead of giving it to law enforcement. 1, safe housing for all. Housing for all. Safe housing for all to eradicate gentrification and homelessness. We got a freaking crisis. It's not even too far. It's not too far from here, man. Our community members are all around here. Homeless. Families. Now, it's not even just gang members. It's not just gang members or addicts. People are getting kicked out. They can no longer afford the rent. You got families living in cars all over fucking... Oh, sorry. I'm going to try my best not to cuss. You got people living in cars. Families. Moms, dads, children, big brothers, little sisters in cars. All over Salinas, even over here on this even on McShane side. Another thing we can do with some of this money, youth programming, man. We need programming and services for youth. When I was a kid, when I was a teen, the city had part-time jobs for teenagers. And they worked at all of our schools cleaning them, right? And they got paid. That'll help. That'll further decrease our violence. And if you don't know, you gotta pay attention too, because these people right here and the media, some of these folks right here, God, they're in cahoots, they're in bed together. You gotta pay attention to what they show. Because they're gonna be quick and they're always saying how, we're so violent. Hey, yeah, there's been a lot of violence, including violence from these guys, eh? Another thing, last year, and it sounds nuts to say this, we only had 8 homicides last year. And only 2 suspected of being gang related. So 6 were domestic. Like the brother said, some of us have been out here fighting for years, man. There's organizations, community-based organizations that actually help rather than hurt, right? And there's been a lot of work happening, and you got to give it up for our damn community, our community members, our youth alone. They're not getting in trouble as much no more. They're not shooting each other as much no more. This is not, I can guarantee you, this is not, has nothing to do with the millions and millions of dollars that they waste. They're not helping. They don't help the solution. The shot spotter hasn't stopped shit. The 2 tanks they got ain't stopping nothing. It's a waste of millions and millions of dollars that could be going to some of this. Arts and culture. Arts and culture to reinforce the kind of communities that we envision. We're from a very diverse community and we love everybody, man. And everybody's culture matters. Specialized caseworkers to assist families, the homeless, and others struggling. Restorative justice to bring true healing and accountability and justice for survivors. First responders, medical health experts, and community peace builders to provide experts trained in de-escalation and an alternative to militarized police responses. Worker-owned cooperatives to cultivate democratic workplaces, create stable jobs, and provide resources communities actually need. Community self-determination to support leadership by and for the people in their own neighborhoods. Again, defunding the police makes all the sense in the world. We need to refund our community. Another thing I want to share, man, is that this whole concept and notion of public safety, they write it so much. Public safety, we need more money for public safety. We need more money for public safety. You're missing the whole freaking point. The public, we the one that create public safety. When these streets get off the hook, and I was there for throughout my years, very much a part of the negative stuff that's been going on out here. The streets control the streets, man. The cops can't stop it. They've never been able to stop it. You're wasting money. The community, there's been a lot of work that's happened. There's been a lot of peace building that's happened. There's folks such as myself and many others with backgrounds who are now coming home and wanting to do better and want to help the harm that some of us created. So, again, there's so much more that we can and we're gonna do. And I don't know, I don't got faith in this specific table that they're gonna make the right decision, but I got faith in this, man. I got faith in my youth, our community, and I got faith that whoever ain't with our community, we're gonna vote them the hell out, straight up. You can go. I want to thank all of you, man. I want to thank each and all of you for coming today. You know, regardless of what your views are, you know, this is a democratic process. That's fine. I thank you all. You know, we're here. I'm here with my children to show them that, you know what, we got to speak up, man. If not, who us? You know what I mean? Again, I don't have too much faith in systems of oppression, systems that we know are based and created to continue to keep a certain race above others. And guess what? We're the others. We're the ones that these systems have been having our necks on our knees for freaking generations. Since Columbus discovered America, they've been having our knees on our neck, right? But again, I thank you all, and I'm here with y'all. I'm from here, man. This is my community, and I'm not scared of these people, and they know that. I ain't scared. I've had a very abusive relationship with these motherfuckers for 30-something years. They don't scare me. Not their laws, not their guns, not even a fucking tech. I'm here to fight for my community. I'm here to fight for my people, for my kids, for our great-great-grandkids, eh? And I know, it's already happening, eh? And they know that we're gonna take over. Now our community, we're gonna have representatives who are for the community. Representatives who do not take any money from law enforcement unions. Representatives who do not take money from corporations. Representatives who do not take money from big ag. Ag runs our county. We don't need those type of people, man. They haven't been making the right decisions. We need our youth to step up. We need other community members to have that courage to fight for one of those seats. And another thing, and the last thing I want to say is these positions right here, people are winning by less than 100 freaking votes. My representative in the 93906, I forget her name, we almost, Mr. Sandoval, a local community business owner, small Latino business owner, he lost by 65 votes. We almost had another seat. So our people, the people need to wake the hell up because the voting, it really matters. Thank you again, I appreciate y'all.
Thank you, Brother Israel. This is what we're seeing, and I see that sign right there. Refund the community. 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 Refund the community.
Refund the community. Refund the community.
Refund the community.
Refund the community.
All right. So all of this is happening. Well, I'm feeling the excitement right now. There's so many ideas that are rolling through my head. I want to go ahead and I want to open it up. I know that there's educators here in this audience, and I want to invite the gentleman right over here. He's an educator, serves our children, serves our future, right over here. Come on up, this. Go.
Well, thank you. My name is Chris Mauser. I'm a teacher in North County. I teach at Castro, but I live in Salinas. And I think it's awesome that we can all get together here and just discuss the situation, what's going on, what's bothering, what's in our heart, deeply. And I'll just start from I'm actually an Iraqi veteran. I fought in Iraqi war, 2008. And I wanted to give back to my community still, so I'm still serving my community as a teacher. That's what we do, we're servants. Okay, to our students, to our children. Okay, and I'll just start with the education portion. Because what's going on with COVID-19, schools are jacked up right now, we understand that. We're doing distant learning. It's a big struggle with distant learning right now because we're never used to it. Probably next school year so far, it looks like we're going to do the same thing so far. 80% is going to be at home still. And the only ones going to come on campus are students got to do a lab, whether it be a science or engine repair or physics or something in that nature, robotics. Just lab classes will be able to, as of for now, unless something changes. But I really believe that when I work with the students and when I hear a lot about the gang members and that, and they're in my class, okay? I got quite a few gang members in my classes. Of all my 5 classes, I have a lot of gang members in there. Thank goodness I have a lot of patience and I work with them. And I don't say you're a bad person or whatever. I just try to figure out why do you think the way you think, okay? And just give you a heads up. I had an opportunity, my wife and I, to move out of Salinas, but I said, you know what, if we leave the community, where are the role models at? I can't leave. I know we want our kids to be safe, I understand that, I get it, but if all of us leave the community, we're good role models, where are the good role models at for our students, for our children? So, we stayed here in Salinas. You know, we live here right on South Main there, we live right there, and we give to our community. My wife's a teacher also, okay? So I do see all the gang issues that, I can't bypass it because it exists, okay? But so that's not the whole picture though, I get that. I understand that. I work with students, I educate them, I push them to go to college, I push them to do something, I tell them to stay out of trouble. What do you want to do? Where's your target go? Let me know. And I'll do the best I can. And any other teacher on that campus I teach at will do the same thing. So you know our teachers really will go above beyond what we need to do to help that student out, to achieve what they want to achieve. Because I believe education is the big goal, not just academics. I know there's more things important than education when it comes to academics. I get that. Only 25% of the national population has a college degree. Okay? Only 25%. 16% has a master's, then 2% has your PhD or a doctorate degree. So I get that. So education is not at the top and the highest, but it's better than it used to be. I can tell you that much. And you know I deal a lot with statistics, so that's the education we do with stats or statistics. I don't know if we defund the police department, what department or task force would be cut. If we wanted to do that, I'm pro-community, don't get me wrong, I'm pro-police also. All right, just because I get it, all right? Where's the balance at? I understand that. Do we put more into community? Okay, what exactly do you put into community? Just like some of you guys said, housing, education, youth programs. I don't have a problem with that. And if we had to cut from the police department, what portion gets cut? You know, I know it's scary when you say defund the police. Okay, but what portion? What task force? What job? Who's going to lose their job? If they lose their job, remember, we cut their funding. People lose their jobs also. I'm just being, you know, I'm considering both sides, but I'm not lukewarm. All right, I admire you guys for being. I've always said, do not be double-minded. Even the Bible says that. Literally, yes be yes, your no's be no. Even God has respect for you. Even if He doesn't give it, He has respect for you. Okay, and I do. I guess you can tell what side I kind of lean on, but I get where we're going. I have children too. I get it. I think one of the biggest things we need to do in the community, if we were to go ahead and have something go to the community, is parent education, because I can only do so much at home. You know, how to help out our students. What do you need help on? How do we educate the parents to push their kids to go to school? And I understand a lot of them, like when this COVID happened, they end up working in the fields. They end up taking care of their little brothers and sisters. You know, most of you guys don't know this unless you have kids in school, but out of 144 kids I have, 134, I've only responded to 20 kids for 3 months. They never came back to me. Okay? I had no idea if they were okay, if they were hurt. We gave them Google Chromebooks, you know. So I have no idea, no clue. Just letting you know, that's the kind of drama we had to put up with most teachers. We don't know where they're at. I don't know if they're working and where they're doing help their parents out or so. I know they're babysitting. I know all our community, the schools are giving food out there. I think they're still giving out, to my understanding, I think it's every Monday or so. And I think that's awesome, giving back to the community. So the school didn't hoard it, let it go to waste. No, let's give it to students still. 18 years old and below, for any district or any school, you can go to any site here and get food. I don't even know that or not. So that's a good thing there. So education with the parents, with the police department, maybe they help them out or so, create another position. What it sounds like, hearing everybody talk, it's the overkill of community policing. Is that what we're talking about? Okay, or is that what it sounds like? Okay, so we don't need that many cops in the field. I think in Salinas, last stats I checked, per shift is between 10 to 12 police officers on weekdays. I think the weekends a little bit more, maybe 15 police officers on patrol. You look that up, correct me if I'm right or wrong on that, but that's usually what it is. So I agree, getting back to community. I'm big on that. I understand I'm an educator, I work with your children. But at the same time, remember, we cut the funding, people do lose their jobs also.
That's right.
Okay, so
Thank you very much.
no problem.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah. I want to invite the sister right over here. She just raised her hand. Thank you very much. Come on up. Let's give her a hand. We need to hear more of our sisters out here.
So I'm a little nervous, but I'm really grateful for all of these people that have been standing up and actually saying something, because it all matters. I'm here today because unfortunately I had to call 911 because I heard someone outside my window and I wasn't sure who it was. I heard some girls, and it was scary for me, and I had a lot of anxiety, and so I called them, and then I ended up entertaining it, and I think it's because I was logged into the Black Lives Matter movement, and were so many people following me, and I wasn't scared because like I don't care who you are. You can be whoever you are, and I'm not gonna have any judgment towards you because that's not what it's about. You shouldn't be racist, like ever. Like it's not okay. And I did call 911, and they were there. There was a bunch of cops like on the sidelines, like they were they were parked, and I was just there like safe. I felt safe because they were there. And I think it's important that we, if anything, like if we feel like there's cops that are bad out there, I honestly feel like we should fund like for a new training program or something, just so they understand the situations people are in, because Black Lives Matter, gay lives, all gay, trans, lesbians, everyone matters here, and it's not fair for people to be mistreated. It's really not. And also, because I had a lot of anxiety, I had to go to a behavioral hospital, and they actually did help me there a lot. But the thing is, like, I noticed that there was a lot of people that were really nice, and it was like the patients, and like there's a lot of people that have judgment towards just people that are considered crazy, because I don't think I'm crazy, and people will look at them like that, and it's not okay. And they were really nice to me, but the thing is, like, we need more money for that kind of stuff. We need more money to get them more art supplies, and just more things to help these kind of people to help better themselves, because it helped me. I listen to music, and I love music. Like, I like all kinds of music, and it's important to be able to learn about their cultures, to learn about like all these people that have been mistreated and like unlooked at, and I don't know, it's just
Thank you.
yeah.
Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
Mi nombre es Anónimo. Yo represento la comunidad latina, afrolatina y inmigrantes en Salinas. Y cualquier otra raza o persona que ha cruzado las fronteras. Mi opinión, bueno, ya se fue la señora, pero había una persona que estaba diciendo que, bueno, ¿cómo vamos a no tener policías en esta comunidad? Es algo que it's a little scary to think, you know, like, oh, what am I going to do if someone try to do something to me, right? We have to take baby steps, you know? I actually have something that I would like to read, and I feel like everybody here should pass it on, and it goes like this. What about armed bank robbers, murderers, and supervillains, you know? Crime isn't random. Most of the time, it happens when someone has been unable to meet their basic needs through other means. So to really fight crime, we don't need more cops, we need more jobs, more educación, oportunidades, más arte, more art programs, more community centers, more mental health resources, and more of a say in how our communities function. Sure, in this long transition process, we may need a small, specialized class of public servants whose job is to respond to violent crimes. But part of what we're talking about here is what role police plays in our society. Right now, cops don't just respond to violent crimes. They make needle traffic stops, arrest petty drug users, harass black and brown people, and engage in a wide range of broken window policing, behaviors that only serve to keep more people under the thumb of the criminal justice system. I get it, it's scary, it's scary. But as a community, if we all get together in our neighborhoods, in our hood, you know, like protect each other, that's what community's for, right? We need more funds for mental health programs. Just 2 weeks ago, guys, I was driving on Highway 101, and I seen a brown man right between the divider. He was cutting himself. He was having a mental breakdown. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't stop. There was a lot of traffic behind me. So I called 911, and I called them, and I asked them to please approach this not with guns, not with violence, with reason, you know, speak this is what I mean, like, we need more money to fund these mental health programs, because you can't just call the cops when someone's having a breakdown and they show up with guns. I mean, we've seen this all over the news, the media. So we have to defund the police. We have to get together. You know, I'm so upset because that lady left and I really wanted her to hear that. You guys are going to hear that a lot. You know, arguments, and I can't wait to go back to work because that's what I'm going to do. But we have to have dialogue. We have to talk and educate those folks que no entienden por qué es importante que este dinero también sea parte de nuestra comunidad. It's scary. So, you know, we have Google, guys. We have books. Let's read. Let's educate each other. And no justice, no peace, guys.
No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace.
No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace.
Defund the police.
A lot of us from making decisions from that fear-based place, right? We look at the law enforcement as solutions, as a solution, as a medical solution, as a financial solution, as an economic solution. When our problems boil up and they explode because of those reasons, everything that everybody has said, you know, all of those points of pressure on us force us to have to look for something that's not there. But it's here. It's within us. It's here in the community.
Yeah.
Right? We have refund the community, okay? This is the public comment right now, y'all. And I want to encourage anybody else to step up to the mic. Speak your truth. It's a safe place. We're determining what's safe right here, okay? We are determining what's safe right here, right now. Your speech, your narrative, all right? We have that power. Got an update? We have an update?
All right, y'all, so some of you might know that not only was there a call for community to talk about this out here while the meeting's going on in there and in Zoom, but there was a watch party and it's got like 20, 30 heads on there, and they're talking and they've been providing some feedback. There's thousands of people that have actually either signed a petition, sent in letters, emails, thousands. There are thousands of people that are speaking out in Salinas about this issue, okay? So we're not alone, we're part of that. That's a quick update. The second update is that there's a resistance. There are other people that still need to be educated to hear some of this that's happening here. You need to reach out to your friends, to your family, to their friends and family, and help them understand how important this issue is. I just got a text right now, and you guys will see this on social. There's going to be more information out there about what dollars and cents means in terms of what is there's a $50-some-odd million budget in terms of the police budget. How much are we asking to cut to move over right now? This isn't years and years from now. This is right now. In the next 2 weeks, they're going to vote again. They're not even taking a vote tonight. Tonight's just discussing this. Okay? We want to set the agenda, help them set the agenda, so that they can actually make a decision on June 23rd in 2 weeks. Okay? So between now and then, we have plenty of time to do some more education. And one of the things I wanted to respond to a couple comments earlier is how much money are we talking about? Well, guess what? I heard some educators talking about earlier. I don't have to guess that he probably feels like he's underpaid. Are you adequately paid? The gentleman who spoke earlier, you feel like you make enough money for what you do? You can make more, but my point is that teachers on average, right, 40, 50, 60K coming out, maybe top out at 80, 90 if they stay in for a long time, okay? The police officers, some have been in here, some longer than others. Guess what? The average police officer in our department, okay? Throw out some numbers. How much do you think the average for the top 10 officers?
$300,000 a year, including benefits.
Anybody else want to guess?
I got the Excel right here, the top 10.
Anybody not him? Okay, guess what? It's worse than that. It's like 380. Okay, I'm sorry, but there's educators, there's social service providers, there's daycare providers, there's people that are feeding us, our food security, so that we could actually have nourishment and be able to stay home with our children and be safe during this pandemic. We rely on these people.
One community program, $380,000 a year. We can take one police officer off the street, and that is not something.
Come here. Tell us some more. Okay, guess what? She's gonna give us an example, and then let's get five more people. Anybody else have other ideas? At least 5 people to come up after her with an idea of how you would spend at least one staff person. How would you spend $385,000?
Very easily, I just want to say this, very easily, if we took one officer off of the street for 1 year, $380,000 a year could adequately fund one community program. We only need one initiative, one person with a good idea that thinks that they could affect the community in a positive way. $380,000 would be enough to adequately staff a community program, to get them a location, to pay for the outrageous rents that are here in Salinas. I heard a lot of people through social media. I just got here, and I woke my daughter up from a nap so that I could be here because I was watching it on social media, and I hear a lot of people come over here and say words like gang members. That is a symptom of a much bigger problem that we have in this community. And if you just want to talk about that, then you're part of the problem because you're not addressing the real issues that we have here in our community, okay? There's somebody that's up for re-election. And here in Salinas, do you guys know what district is up for re-election in November? Villegas, District 6. That's my district. You better believe that I'm coming for that. You better believe that I'm going to go out and do my research and put my money, I'm going to put my hard-earned dollars, I'm going to put my dollars behind someone else that I think is going to do better than you. And I'm going to say it right here and right now. If Salinas wants to come out and say that they're for our community, then condemn the racist. Until you do that, you ain't for this community that is 77% Hispanic. Get out of here with that. Get out of here with that. We want to defund the police. I'm just giving you one example. I want millions of dollars. Millions. Get out of here with that.
Refund the community! 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 Thank you, sister! Yeah! This is what a little education will do for us, right? The power to look for these answers together. So this is what we're doing right now. We're doing this together. What can we do from this point on? What can we do? What powers do we have? We have a lot. Each and every one of you. Did I hear something?
Fund schools. Yeah. More field trips for people that can't get out of the hood. Yep.
That's right. All that money, did you just hear that? I mean, did we just hear that? Did we get an idea of that, what that could fund, what that can help do, what that can, the seeds that could plant? I'm gonna invite some more folks. We have a little more time. Who's gonna come up here? Who wants, I see the sister over here, the Salinas shirt? Is that the Salinas shirt? Anything for Salinas, let's go!
everybody. I just wanted to speak a little bit about what we've been doing this past weekend. We've just been outreaching on the social media, because we're frustrated that not enough is being done in our community. Everybody feels like we have a voice. Yes, that's understood, but I feel like a lot of people don't feel like their voice by themselves is enough. But as you see here, there's a lot of people that share the same values as you, share the same ideas, and want the same for our community. We care about our youth, and I feel like they're always being the target of the things that are going on in the city. They need more money for programs. There's a lot of people, believe it or not, there's a lot of kids in our community that have not even seen the beach. And it's so close to us. There's so many people that have not even gone to Great America, and it's only 45 minutes away. Why? Because they don't have enough money coming in from their own families. So we need to do something to expose them to a greater world. We need to broaden their horizons. We need to believe in them. If we don't believe in them, then who will? These city council members, they don't care. I wrote to Villegas and I received a very belittling response from him that showed me that he didn't care about me. He didn't care about our youth. He didn't care about what will happen when he goes back to his house. These kids, they have to live in this reality. They might not have the resources to get out of the situation that they're in, because I've been there. There's a lot of people that talk about how kids live in overcrowded houses. Like, I've been there, I've been in that situation. I grew up in East Salinas. My parents are farm workers. I was pretty much raised by my older siblings, and it's a reality for a lot of people in this community, but we need to do something. It's about time, because it's been going on for years and years and years. And we just need to stop decriminalizing the youth and start believing in them, because I really do believe that there is no such thing as a bad person. Not a bad person, but a bad kid, a bad youth. They just need guidance, they just need resources, they just need help. But to just put them in this bubble saying they're just gang members, they're just bad people, they're just... Criminalizing them is just not the answer. We need to believe in them. We need to give them resources. We need to expose them to positive things. And we just need to keep speaking up for them. So thank you for being here. I just wanted to share the current numbers that we have for our petition. So we started a petition this weekend because we felt like that was a quick way to just, share our collective message out there and just see how many people in our actual community share the same message and want the same thing. So right now we're actually at 1,307 signatures. And there's people saying that there's people signing that are not from Salinas, but I can show you the facts. There's so many people from Salinas, hundreds of people from Salinas want the same thing. The name of the petition is Defund the Salinas Police Department and Invest in the Community, and it's on change.org, so you can sign it today.
How are people feeling? All right, a little bit better, right? We're carrying a lot right now. We need these outlets. We need to express ourselves. Yeah, we're gonna keep this social distance. We're gonna keep our masks on, right? We're going to take care of ourselves. We need ourselves. We need more of our folks to come on up. We need this mother right here. This mama's pissed. Come on up. Let's give her a hand.
Yeah, I'm pissed. I'm mad. I'm sad. There's not a day that goes by I'm not crying for my community right now. I'm out there doing the best that I can, and I don't get the backing I need. I've lived in this community, born in Memorial Hospital for 54 years. I've raised many children besides my own in this community. Brown, black, white, all colors. Without the fairness they need to survive. It's gotten worse. When I was a child, I could take music lessons at Hartnell. What happened? What happened to our community? All that defunded. We could play basketball at the community center for free. We could do all those things. What happened? Where is our community now? We need that back. I've worked in the mental health field here in the county. I've been to Memorial Hospital, to Chomp, to Natividad with people in mental health crises as they lay on a gurney in the hallway. Did you know there's not one bed for a child with mental illness in this county? Not one bed! For a family is low income, they send their child out of county, they can't even afford to have access to this child who's in crisis. We need funding for our mental health system here. We need that now. We need education now for these children. Because without it, that's where the gangs and the incarceration comes in. When my dad worked for 35 years at Soledad Prison as a vocational educator and a rehabilitation counselor, it is no longer called a rehabilitation center. We need rehabilitation. I have children with mental illness that live in a tent on the street right now. Because there's no housing and no help for them. I cry every day for them. Every day. And try to take care of their children the best that I can. And I can't even afford to live in my own community. I'm moving into a motor home. I can't even afford a home. My community I've lived 54 years in, cared for children in, worked in the system in. And now I can't afford a home here. I'm a mama and I'm pissed, man. I'm pissed. We need more kindness. We need more community. That's what we're lacking. We're not lacking police officers to victimize our children, to victimize our people of color. We don't need more of that. We need more education. We need more health care. We need more mental health care. We need more social workers, and we need more housing, and we need it now.
Your stories matter. Thank you to the mother right over here. Thank you very much. We know where it comes from. We know this, we know what this is. And sometimes we just have a hard time trying to express it, or a place where they're gonna hear us. And if we have to come here on Tuesday afternoons, we're all too busy working. We're all too busy working. We don't know this system. How many of us were able to learn about this in school? Participation. Democratic participation, the thing that we are so proud of upholding, the thing that we have to defend, and we don't practice it. Oh, yeah. And let this be this day, y'all. That we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna call our council representatives for our districts. And yeah, it's gonna take time because what? I heard how many times some people haven't even had a response back. That they've been trying to like communicate. And what?
I got a rude response too.
And they're rude when they do. When they do respond to us.
Degrading, not just rude.
It is degrading. But you know, what would they say if they just sat down here, right? If we just all just chilled out, maybe had some food, right? And just take off whatever that is, whatever badge that is, whatever all that is. What's that?
Why don't they come out here with us?
Why don't they just come out here with us? Come out!
I'm outside!
Come outside!
Come outside!
Come outside!
Come outside!
Come outside!
Come outside!
They ask for our trust. They ask for our trust. They're always demanding our trust. The Salinas police, we're doing it so we can build this trust. We're gonna go into the schools so that they can trust us. But do they, the police, trust the community?
Don't seem like it.
It doesn't seem like it. All of these barriers that prevent us from getting to know them. Where are they from? You know, what stresses do they have to go through, man? To have to put the pressure of you being a mental health specialist to go talk to a 20-year-old mother of a 6-week-old little girl 3 blocks away from where I live, man, on the east side. You're gonna be the mental health specialist, bro? Huh? 4 men and this young woman. I look at that video. I watch that video to remind me. You all know what video I'm talking about. Yep. The one of Brenda Mendoza on March 1st, on a Friday. I remember clearly because it was right there in my neighborhood, man. I couldn't make it back to the house because it was blocked off. Laurel Drive. And and who else, right? We have seven in the last 6 years. None of them were armed. One too many. I take that back. Yes, they had BB guns. And I'm not here to tell the police how to do their job. I'm not. Actually, I'm here to tell the police, hey man, you know what? I get it, eh? That you're tripping out, that you're stressed out, that you look at us like enemies. I get that, bro. Because there's all this pressure, there's all this hate. They're only following orders, right? Because of their procedures.
What they said in Nazi Germany.
That's what they said in Nazi Germany. That's what they said throughout the colonization of these lands. They took orders. They all had orders. Because there was a big something, a takeaway from all of this. Something financial. Some kind of money. We can't even afford to live here. Our lives, the security, the safety, we feels unsafe. It feels insecure. Because how many of your kids showed up, bro? 20 out of 25, 30 maybe, right? Of 134?
Out of 134, 20, 25 students.
20, 25 students.
Since March. That's all I ever heard from. That's just for you. Just to let you guys know, now you know my high school teacher. You know what subject I teach?
Statistics?
Criminal justice.
Oh.
I was a police officer for the Army. Okay, so I get it. I know what the cops are going through. I know that adrenaline rush. I get it. Doesn't make it right. They are trained. But individual, you can only train someone so much. It's how they're going to handle their training. Okay? Unfortunately, there's racism. I've seen it firsthand. We all have. I've seen it. I get it, you know, and I know we're upset and things, okay? But I'm glad we're out here doing that, but, like I said, I don't know if it's cutting the whole, $18 million that we want to cut from defunding the police department. Well, like I said, what part, though? If you want to cut it, what part?
And that will take our time. That will take our time. We have enough smart people here to figure it out. People from our own community to figure this out.
I want to take an intermission for everybody. Just take a deep breath real quick. Because we're holding so much inside. I can't tell you how many times I broke down. But I go to the beach. Thank God we have a beach right here. And I meditate. And I do what I got to do because that's my tool. And I want to remind all of you, each and every one of you have harmony within you. Harmony is not an external factor. Harmony comes from inside. May we all carry that as we have conversations. And in reference to what our friend and teacher here, brother has said, he said not all cops are bad. But let's have a conversation about that real quick. And I encourage anybody to speak up. Because here's something that I heard that really, really impacted me. The cops are just doing a job, okay? They're doing a job. They're cogs in a wheel. That system that they're in, they're just following orders. They're just following orders. Are those orders the right orders? Apparently not. Look at what happened with Breonna Taylor. Why did it take so long for them to give charges down on the cops? Because they're like, well, we were just taking orders. Well, who the heck is sending those orders? It's systemic. Let's look into investigation around the police. Let's police the police, right? Police the police. Police the police. Police the police.
Police the police.
I want to say, on behalf of the pissed mama who is standing over here, so much love to you, mama. I have been hospitalized. I have been 5150, and I stand here today so strong, so proud. 3 times I was hospitalized. My mother didn't know what to do. There was no community support. She didn't know who to call. She didn't know who to call. I go to the hospital. I get hospitalized. I'm 5150. Why is there not a system in place where she could reach out for help for me? Why can't you just ask the neighbor? Why couldn't she ask somebody to help me when I was at my weakest point, suicidal? I'm obviously not suicidal now. I'm a very strong, independent, powerful, I feel beautiful, I practice self-care. I am so strong today because of my experiences. It's the adversity that we face makes us stronger, does it not? Yes. So I encourage you all have your own experiences. Speak your truth. Ask yourself, what is my truth? What is true to me? Because you're going to hear so many opinions out here, so many opinions, even amongst your colleagues, even amongst your peers. But know what's your truth. And keep your minds open to the words that are out there. Educate yourself. There's so much out there. There's so much out there. And I am so willing to talk to anyone and everyone. I'm a person of peace, and I'm a person who just wants to see my city thrive. I want to see my city thrive. Because we know when I was in high school, I was a thespian, I was in theater, and I remember being on a bus with kids from Seaside, kids from Monterey, some kids from Santa Catalina, which is a very well-to-do school that my parents could never afford. The girls from Santa Catalina and I sat near each other, and I heard them tell me, my parents won't let me go to Salinas, they're too scared. I was shocked. I had no notion of how scared people are to come to Salinas. And I think, that's crazy. That's crazy. Like, yes, we've had a history of things that have happened here that have been dangerous and unfortunate, but that don't make our community a dangerous place to be. There are so many beautiful people here. There is so much that has come from this community that is beautiful and worthy of being respected and appreciated. And I hope that each and every one of us here can speak to that too. And I would really, really, really love to hear some of the younger voices that are amongst us. Those of you who have gone to high school here, middle school here, I'll stand with you. I'll stand with you right here if it makes you feel better, because I just want to hear what you have to say. What's your name? Frida. This is Frida. This is Frida. Everybody, let's make her feel comfortable. You're safe. You're safe. Yeah, speak it.
There's a lot that I have to say, not just with the police department. Sorry.
Right on. Yeah, point it down something.
There's so much I have to say. I'm actually 23. I recently graduated from CSUMB. The only person I give credit to, though, for is my mom. The school here did not. It's not just the police. It's, yeah, there is good teachers, but there's not enough. I never had one teacher that supported me, helped me get to where I am. It's all just me, my mom, like, yeah, my brothers too, but my mom was the one there pushing me. The police department, like, I just want to clarify, because I've had back and forth conversations with people. Defunding the police department does not mean completely getting rid of them. It just means reallocating the funds. It means putting those funds back into education. Teachers aren't paid enough. Maybe that's why we lack teachers that actually want to be there, because I graduated from a local high school. I went back last year, worked at that local high school. I got to see what I went through there. I went through the racism. I went through not my own counselor, my academic counselor ignoring me, not providing me the support to get where I am. There was even instances where I was there during my appointment, took the time out of my day to go to that appointment, and she'd cut me off mid-sentence just to talk to someone else. And then, fuck, I had this planned out better in my head, but
You're good.
yeah. I have gotten to work with these kids that are bad kids. I agree with you, there's no bad kids. They just don't, they need someone to listen to them. I've worked at 2 high schools, 2 middle schools. I've gotten kids that get detention for not going to mandatory tutoring, show up to tutoring just because they just want someone to motivate them, listen to them, and support them on their road to wherever they want to go. Education's not for everyone. Like you said, there's different formats of education. You can go to college, you can just prepare your own plan, make a career for yourself, make a business, do whatever you want. But just because, okay, so I'm gonna go back to also the email. Sorry. Yeah, I sent the email. I used the template just because we're trying to do this fast, get everyone's voice heard, and I got this disrespectful email. I felt personally degraded, and that was a disrespectful email from Villegas. He himself, he said, don't you have your own original, it's not word for word what I'm saying, but he pretty much said, don't you have your own original thoughts for yourself, when he himself copy pasted an email to reply to our copy and paste email, like he said. And not just with the city council, but the police department. I feel like it's just astonishing how little is required to become a police officer. They don't need an education, which, as we see, a lot of people call 911 because we don't know where to call. We need more mental health services in the community. And yes, there is, but for immediate crisis, when 911 gets called, the police aren't trained, and I think they should have at least an AA requirement to become a police officer. They require less hours to be out in the streets policing us than a barber to cut people's hair, than a cosmetologist to do your makeup. How are we going to trust our lives on the streets to people that just go through their training quickly without an education, without knowing what to do in emergencies that aren't just crime emergencies like a robbery or something? There's other emergencies that may not be physically something being broken into.
Yes, attitude.
Yeah. And then going back to the police department, education, recently, earlier this year, I was at a career fair, because I'm at that point where I have to transition to a full-time career, not just part-time education and everything. And I came across whoever, I didn't get his name, but they sent out a police officer to table and recruit at the career fair. And I felt disrespected by him. The first time I went up to the table just to look around, see the requirements, get more information, I was ignored the first time I stepped up to the table. I walked around, gave them time to finish doing whatever they were doing, because they weren't talking to anyone else, they were talking to each other, and they looked back at me and looked back at each other. And then when I did go back, the guy I spoke to, a police officer, because he was wearing his uniform and everything, I felt mocked by him. He was telling me, oh, so why did you choose this field to study? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? And he was just belittling me, and I just felt like it's not okay. If you're going to send out a recruiter to represent the Salinas Police Department, send someone that's educated, send someone that knows how to respect others and not belittle like your experiences and why you decided to do what you decided to do. That is my decision and not his. And if I wanted to go to college, that was on me, not on him. Just because he doesn't have a college degree doesn't mean if someone goes to college, goes to a career fair, to the police department, I don't know, it's not the first encounter I've had with uneducated, or it's not the right word, but with unprofessional police officers. And there's just so much I can say, but wrong time to step up.
Truth.
I know we all carrying a lot right now. We're gonna probably get back home and we're probably gonna look through our phones and we're gonna see a lot of other messages coming through, a lot of things that's gonna impact us, right? And a lot of that messaging, and a lot of the reasons, the main reason why we are all here today This man, 46 years old, George Floyd, it's because of a counterfeit $20 bill. Supposedly,
yeah.
was alleged, wasn't even proven yet. Suspicion, the suspicion of trying to pay for something with a counterfeit $20 bill. And it comes back to all of us. It comes back to this moment right here, our own collective traumas. And I think all of you right here, I think everybody that's watching, if anybody's watching or streaming this live right now, everybody that's watching, you know, that's on either side. If you're paying attention, okay, then something's starting. I want to take this moment because I want to take this moment to just go ahead and ask us all to take 9 minutes. Take 9 minutes. We could take, if you want to take a knee, let's take a knee. Let's do this for 9 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and use my watch. I invite you all. If you can't, it's all good. Don't worry, you know. Like, if you can do this, let's do this. There's a comfortable grass right there, you know. Get your cardboard out. And we'll do this for 9 minutes because it's this man who brought us here today. Okay, so when, who's got a timer? Who wants to do the timer, huh?
I'll do
You
it.
got it, Wes?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Wes, you call it.
Sorry, started.
For George Floyd and all victims of police violence.
That's time. It's time.
¡Sí se puede! All right. It's time to check our city council representatives. Check them. Check this power structure. This is a democracy. This is supposed to be our culture. This is supposed to be our culture, a culture of participation. So, what can we do? Each one of us know. You have an idea. You know a way to be heard. The social media, the emails, the conversations. Now is this time, y'all, right? 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 I love you. I love each and every one of y'all here. We don't even know each other, but this moment is happening now. This history is happening now. We're in it. We're making it. We're gonna go ahead and put this away, and in 2 weeks, June 23rd, are they gonna make a decision? Are they making a decision? They're gonna make a decision. They're gonna make a decision. We got 2 weeks. 2 weeks to change this. To have these tough conversations and come from that place of love, not fear, not these made up numbers. Thousands and thousands of what? Let's come from that place of love, y'all. You know what that is. We all know what that is. It's love for our neighbor. It's love for our students that you know deserve a better education. You know how much of an education they deserve. It's love for our essential workers in the supermarkets, in the delivery systems, out in the campus.
Right. They're the sickest ones right now.
We're the sickest ones, y'all.
Our economy depends on them.
And our economy depends on them. This multi-billion-dollar industry, we're always talking about, let's come to the table. Let's all come to the table, right? Let's all come to this table. And I'm always recognizing, I'm always noticing that there are some people that are missing from this table. And it appears to be the ones that are holding the receipt to the table. The ones who own the table. They don't have to come to the table. They have the privilege to not come to the table. And here we are. This is the table, man, and it's closed. Hey, sister, can you help us out and take some collective breathing? Because I'm like,
Can I give you a hug, brother?
Thank you.
I just want to thank you. I want to thank you for your power. I want to thank you. I don't even know you. I just showed up today. I didn't even know I was going to be out here. So I appreciate you so much. Let's all take a deep breath. Woo. And let it out slowly. Take a deep breath in. When you exhale love to your community. Deep breath in, feel your power, your strength. I know this is coming to an end, and I wanna ask some of you, what are your resources that you are communicating with? I am communicating with Community Before Cops. I'm communicating with Monterey County Protest. I'm befriending them on Instagram. I'm meeting the organizers. I'm doing my part to make me feel like it's worth something. My life is worth something. I'm purposeful, you know? So if anybody has any resources they wish to share, social media, whatever it is, Facebook groups, this is the place.
Hi guys. So I'm here because of DACA. I'm sure you guys have heard of it. This month, they're gonna finally make a decision whether they're gonna get rid of it or not. I've been struggling with this, so please look into it. I've always looked for resources when it comes to my status papers. It's been really hard. It's not that easy to find. So if you know anyone who needs help with DACA and filling out paperwork or anything like that, Santa Cruz Community Immigration Project on Main Street in Watsonville. They will help you fill out all the forms, and they actually recently got some money. Again, this is why we need funds, because there's a lot of students, a lot of DACA people who need $500 to $600, $700 to pay for these applications and send them out. And unfortunately, it might come to an end. So please look into DACA and vote. Be my voice, please. Thank you.
Power is out, but the power is here. The power is out, but the power is here. The power is out, but the power is here. The power is out, but the power is here. The power is out, but the power is here. The power is out, but the power is here. All right, let's do this, y'all. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Be safe, everybody.
Hey, June 23rd, it's right here. Yo, let's get 1,000 heads.
Yes.
We're gonna pack that house right here, no matter where. Even it's on Zoom or whatever, they gotta feel our power. This is our town. That's our city hall. They work for us.
Yes.
Let's go. 23rd, 4 o'clock, okay?